I'm not sure if that person has actually tried flying or uh,
Um, right. So we're live and right. We're live and everyone's here, right?
Anna is not here.
I'll drop it.
Okay, meanwhile, hi everyone, welcome to today's Ethics and Social Justice Socratic Dialogue. Before we deep dive into our understanding of what ethics and social justice is, let us start with the introductions. Like the teams to go ahead with the introductions.
Hi, I am Sagnik and I will be representing Team Policy Pivot. And in Deep Thought, I am a data champion.
Thank you, Sagnik. Who's going next?
hello, I am Gayatri Rane. I am in team pivot policy and policy pivot, and I am in DT. I am organizational psychologist.
Hi,
Thank you.
I am Ravinder. Sorry. Hi, I am part of I am Ravinder, part of DT Thon Lab in DT and presenting Team Policy Pivot.
Hello everyone, this is Shreya. I'm the coach for Team Policy Pivot today, and I'm an organizational psychologist at Deep.
Who's going next?
Hello, my name is Sandeep, and I'm a part of Team Equisphere as a coach.
Hi everyone, I am Darshana Adam. I'm part of tech team at Deep Thought and today I'm a part of Team Equisphere.
Okay.
Hello everyone, I'm Janvi Shukla and I am today the part of Team Equisphere.
Yeah, with you, Pariti.
Yeah. Hi everyone, I'm Paridhi. I'm an organizational psychology intern here at Deep Thought and I'll be the co-moderator for today's session.
Hi everyone, I am Artua. I'll be your moderator today, and I'm a growth hacker at Deep Thought. So, which team would like to go first with their pitch?
Yeah, we can go first.
Okay, you have 2 minutes for your pitch. Also, we'd love to know why you named your team Policy Pivot. You can start with that, possibly.
Yeah, so essentially, we took the name Policy Pivot because the meaning of pivot, there are a lot of meanings of pivot. One of the meanings of pivot is to make changes into some system based on the feedbacks that we can get. So we basically took that particular aspect of meaning of pivot and we applied it into how we create policies in a particular country. For example, in India, the policy making process can be changed based on this particular definition. So that's why we took this name.
Thank you, Sanik. You can go ahead with your pitch.
Hello, everyone. So, our team is talking about how dynamic adaptation in policies through data-driven methodologies is helpful. So, social justice is not just about policies in name or in theory. It's about policies being effective in practice as well. So, uh, the problem why static policies often fail is because the situations are changing, but not the policies remain the same. So to address this problem, uh, embedding real-time data, continuous feedback, and inclusive participation into policymaking process is a solution. So the core proposition is regular updates and refinements, ensuring policies remain relevant and effective over time.
Okay, so there are basically three key elements in this entire particular approach or framework. First is collection of real-time data and analyzing them properly. Collection of data can be done through various surveys, census, and through various AI models. And we can use data analytics, big data analytics, and other data science methodologies to uh, go through the data and predict certain instances and incorporate in our decision-making process based on those outcomes that we get. Second is transparent accountability system. So basically making sure that the data is transparent to not only the policymakers and the government, but also to the public so that there is accountability on both sides and both sides can understand each other's follies. It can be done through awareness programs and through various open data portals. And the third aspect is to make sure that there is a proper feedback loop from the public to the policymakers so that the policymakers can get understanding of the on-ground situation and they can make changes in their policy based on that. And this particular aspect gives the dynamic approach to the particular policies that can be created and maybe changed in the future.
Yeah, as we talk about the advantage for dynamic adaptation, there is have the agility, the ability to change according to the requirements, and inclusion ensure that all voices are heard, especially the marginalized groups, and promoting the fairness. When talk about the accountability, that accountability build trust by ensuring the transparency, allowing people to monitor and align with their interest so they can be contribute to society. And the sustainability, we try to make the policies and systems so they can sustain over the time and can be impactful or adaptable. When we move to the conclusion part, dynamic adaptation create real change by promoting the fairness, building trust, and ensuring policy that they meet with the society needs. So by this we can provide solution to our society. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, Team Policy Pivot. Over to Team Equisphere for their questions. Who's going first?
Yeah, I have a question. So, who are the stakeholders that you are focusing on?
Since this is a nationwide policy making aspect that we are discussing about, so the primary stakeholders are the government, the policymakers, the necessary institutions that we are incorporating with to collect the data and to make predictive analysis based on the data, and also the general public who will be affected by this policy and also will be giving us feedbacks based on those policies.
So you're talking about feedback loop, but how will you ensure that all the voices are heard, especially those who are often excluded from traditional policy making processes? So through your feedback loop, how will you ensure that?
We will essentially assess the data to see which particular sectors are marginalized or not getting enough resources or enough facilities. Based on the data that we get, we would reach out to those people. We would assess the situation on ground. We would see to their requirements, hear their voices, and based on that, make necessary changes in the current policies.
Do you have a follow-up to that, Darshna?
No, I got the answer.
Okay. Anybody else from Team Equisphere?
What does agility, like what role is agility playing in this?
Yeah, who would like to take that up from Team Policy Pivot? What is the role of agility in your
Yes.
system?
Yeah, so
My conclusion that
Yeah, Ravinder, do you want to answer?
am I audible?
Yeah.
I think I have some net. Am I audible?
Now you're
Yeah,
Yes,
you're
audible.
you're
audible.
audible.
Go ahead.
You have to
You're
speak.
audible.
Yeah, sorry guys. So when we talk about the agility, when we share that we working on the real time data. So from that aspect, we were able to find within the time that in which sector or which thing we are lagging behind. Based on that, we can make quick changes based on the feedback. So I think this can be advantage for this and play a vital role.
Does that answer your question, Janvi? Do you have a follow-up?
I'm not sure how does this answer make sense to my question. And also how are we having that data? How are we sure that we are getting the real-time data in the right
Okay.
time?
Yeah. So essentially, what Ravinder wanted to describe is that the traditional policies that we have are not often rectified or not often checked. Like how much impactful are the current policies that we're having. Oftentimes, we have seen that policies that have been created 30 to 40 years ago have not been revised in any manner, due to which there are several challenge problems that they are causing solely because of their existence. So the current way of rectifying policies is to just refer to the census data, the current data that we have, and not relying on the feedbacks a lot. So our system is essentially incorporating the census data, the data that we get through other means, like as you asked, how do we collect data, right? So we can collaborate with various NGOs, various organizations which work on ground with people. We can conduct surveys and incorporate all of that into a single database and use that alongside the feedbacks that we get to make quick changes in our policy. This could make the entire process of policy changing much more streamlined and much more faster.
Mhm.
Do you have a follow up for this, Shanti?
No, I don't.
Any more questions from Team Equisphere?
No, I have a question actually. What are the communities that they are talking about?
All the communities, basically, whoever is lagging behind or in whatever communities where change is needed.
Okay, and how are we deciding these changes? Like, who's judging what is right and what is wrong? Who's
The
deciding?
data essentially, we would see that and refer to the data, and the based on the data, we will go on ground and gather feedbacks. So it's a combination of both the data as well as the feedbacks to make our decisions.
Okay, and the data would be from.
As I said, it could be from census reports, it could be from surveys, it could be from just informal data collection, going house to house and collecting data, informal census. So it can be a lot of things, because census as a whole takes a lot of time to be created. A countrywide census, this was a lot of time. So it can be just catering to a small community, doing a small census, understanding and focusing and analyzing that small set of data. And based on that, we can create decisions, we can gather feedbacks, we can assess those pain points that we can gather from the data.
Okay, so if this consensus or taking this data being collected would take time, how can we ensure that the damage is being not done in that time?
What damage are you talking about?
Such as injustice, inequality is there. So the damage is being done, right? So is there is there any way to make the data or this collection of data faster?
Yeah, I would like to answer that. So while data allows us to make decisions for the future, the situation that you said about any current problem that people are facing can be addressed through feedbacks. We can create a portal, as I said, we can create a transparent portal where the policymakers and the general public are open. They can contact with each other, they can access data that is available to each other. And so they can address their concerns there and directly to the policymakers. And the policymakers can easily address those. So feedbacks are one ways to assess the situation immediately. And yeah, that's one of the best ways I think it can be done.
Okay, in the interest of time, we would like to close this round. Over to Team Equisphere for their pitch. But again, before you pitch, if you would like to explain or talk about why you named your team Equisphere, then you can go ahead with your pitch.
Okay, so we named our team Equisphere to reflect our mission of promoting equality and unity. Like the word equi represents our focus on fairness and inclusivity, while sphere symbolizes wholeness or collaboration of connected groups.
Thank you. Team Equisphere, please go ahead with your pitch and please keep in mind you would only have 3 minutes to present your entire pitch.
Who's sharing the screen?
I'll share.
Hi everyone. Have you ever thought about what makes a society truly fair and just? Justice isn't just about treating everyone the same, it's about ensuring that everyone has an equal chance to thrive no matter what they are or where they come from. But we know not always this is the case, and many people still face unfair treatment. That's where the ethic play roles. They help us decide what's right and what's wrong, and reminds us of our responsibility to create a more inclusive and fair society. Now, let's look at what stands in the way of achieving justice. One of the biggest obstacles is structural inequality. The systems that favor some group while disadvantaging others. They're building policies, economics, and even institution, making it hard to break the cycle of unfairness. At top of that, societal norms can also reinforce injustice. That is why equity matters more than equality. Equality is about treating everyone the same, but equity means giving people what they specifically need to succeed. Over to you, Janvi.
Okay, so inequality is a challenge we all face, and addressing it requires fairness, empathy, and context. Through the framework that we are proposing, which is working together to fix inequality, we can unite governments, communities, and individuals to create lasting change. And in this, the government can provide quality education, accessible healthcare, and fair laws to ensure everyone has a strong foundation. While the communities can foster supportive environments where inclusion thrives, building a sense of belonging to everyone, no matter where they belong from or where they come from. And as individuals, we can speak up for others, we can stand up for others, challenge the unjust systems, and try to change it, and reflect on our own actions to promote equity. Together, by aligning all these efforts, we can create a world rooted in dignity, respect, and fairness to everyone. Over to you, Sandeep.
Okay, so to conclude this, we want to create a world where policies and leaders are held accountable for their actions and individuals are able to empathize and contribute in making these changes. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Equisphere. Over to Team Policy Pivot for their questions.
You said that you are making leaders responsible, but aren't personal choices of individuals are also playing a role?
Who would like to pick that up from Team Equisphere?
I can take that.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, we are also giving individual choices. As we said, the platform consists of government, communities, and as well as individual who can contribute to the society in matter of injustice and equalities. It's not just about leaders.
And to add Darshana's point, it is not about forcing people to stand up for other people. It is about for the people who want to make the changes.
Okay, just a follow-up to your statement. So, essentially, there was something mentioned in the slide about how societal norms are one of the key facilitators towards the current injustice that is happening, right? So, like societal norms would prevent people from accepting a new system or a new practice, right? Any person. So, how do you facilitate, how do you encourage people to go beyond the current societal norms and adopt new practices in this new system? Let me elaborate on that.
Again, we cannot make the changes alone, obviously, but there are some people who like to challenge that system or the societal norms, right? There is always one person that we know that wants to do the right thing, and then they connect with the people who share the same idea, who have the same mindfulness and ideas like they have. And that is how we create a community. And by creating that community, we are putting up our point that as individuals we can stand up, create those communities, and then help to change. Like every small change counts. We societal
Just
norms cannot be
let's
changed.
keep the answers short so that we have enough time for other questions as well. But Sagnik, does that answer your question?
No, just a small follow-up. So,
Mm-hmm.
essentially, your system is ending at the point of like collecting or letting the people who want to make a change in the society know about other people like them, like-minded individuals, right? Creating a community. So, does it end there, or does it also include the factor of making sure that the changes that they want to make is being facilitated, the resources that they need for making the change is being given to them? Do you also ensure that?
Okay, what we think is societal norms that we have today were not formed over days or months or even years. They are formed from decades. So, in the same way, if we are creating, if I am the one person and in 1 or 2 years, I have a community that is about 15 people, then it will, with time, it will increase. And with time, we will create a society where these norms are accepted as usual, like the others were. Like we are looking at the bigger picture. These are just the small steps toward it.
So it is essentially gradually transforming the entire society itself, right?
Yes.
All right. Okay, yeah, get it.
Anyone else from Team Policy
Yeah,
Pivot?
just
Yeah.
one small question. So societies can also contain, societies are not essentially a homogeneous composition of people. There are people with different motivations, different philosophies, and for them, the concept of social injustice will also differ. Every person will have a different definition for social injustice based on their own personal experiences and situations that they have faced in their lives. So your system, how can it incorporate or how can it facilitate the entire society when people are so different? Like, would it facilitate like, okay, one way you said that, okay, if we create a small community, then it will ultimately change the mindsets of other people around you. Does it really help with conflicting opinions? People who follow different ideology as compared to yours?
Okay, so the idea is not to change the ideology or to change the society over a day or a month. The idea is to just put forward the thing that we want. We don't want the injustice that happens by us, by people like us. The idea is to create that, solve that, and not to create a social, like as you said, where there is diversity, there will be a clash of perspectives and egos also. but at the same time, we are just trying to build step by step a society where people can accept their differences instead of neglecting them.
And just one small question. So the stakeholders that you mentioned in the last slide, do how do they together?
I think Darshana can answer that.
Sorry, I did not get your question.
Sagnik, I think your network went out towards the end. Can you repeat the last
Yeah,
part?
I'm audible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the stakeholders that you mentioned about in the last slide, how do they collaborate with each other?
Okay, so there are government refers to like government policies that some government put on. Okay, and there are also NGOs. So in communities, there comes the NGOs and local people who can connect with the government to ensure that policy are implement in their local societies or in the NGOs by making sure it is in the society. And as an individual, if suppose there is a teacher who wants to help people get education, so he can like connect with the NGOs or other communities to ensure that that community can get a proper equal opportunity to the education. So this is how all this stakeholders take part in this.
Okay.
Okay. I hope that was a good thread, but in the interest of time, we'll close this round. Now, before we close the session, I'd like to invite three people to share their reflections in the session. Who wants to go first?
Yeah, I guess I can. It. So essentially, the entire concept of social injustice can be tackled by a mindset change of people. Now, the people might have differing opinions or differing philosophies, but the thing is that once we create a particular community or once we create a particular ideology and spread it among a group of people and they align to it, it will automatically spread to others. And we need to make sure that we can educate the people about what are the basic impacts of social injustice, how social injustice, that current social injustice that is happening is actually affecting us in a bad way, even if we are not connected to that particular social injustice or it is not happening directly to us. How indirect actions are there that can affect us in any way, and this will ultimately make us alert and make sure it will make sure that we are openly trying to address and take steps against those particular types of problems. So yeah, that's I think what I learned.
Thank you, Sagnik. Who's going next? Come on, team. Yeah, over to you, Sandeep.
Okay, so my reflection would be that how it's the in social justice, what plays the role is the ignorance of people the most, like the negligence of providing justice unless and until it's on your own. So we tend to be very self-centered, and I think when we try to make ourselves more more as a contributor towards the society, our mindsets, just like Sagnik said, if we try to change our mindsets, I think we can become a better society where people are treated equally, as well as you know the wealth or the whole resources are distributed fairly. Yeah, that would be my reflection.
Okay, thank you, Sandeep. One last reflection. Who's going in? Yes, Gayatri.
I think both the pitches of both the teams has like butterfly effect. If the spark is created somewhere, then that spark can spread, and then uh, policy is created, then people are willing to follow that, then the awareness is created, and then all things are falling in place. It takes time, but at least the things, when things start, there is a direction, and things are then going in some way. So I think starting that spark is important, so that people like you or people like similar mindset can have what they want.
Okay, thank you, Gayatri. With this, we'll end today's session. And we'll see everyone else next Saturday for another Socratic dialogue. Thank you, everyone.